Welcome back to the Tidy Room Hangout. This is my today I want to talk to you about the Siyang Culture C-001A, and this is their take on a Legends scale Sixgun and Scamper, and this is sort of a companion set to go with the Metroplex that they made, and they're pretty cool little figures. It's a reimagining, a modernized take in the Legends scale. We're going to do some comparisons to the G1 and some other good stuff. If I did get this at Show's eStore, I'm going to have a link down below where you can get yours too. Remember, TH Reviewer Code if you want to help the channel out. But let's get into taking a look at these guys, compare them to the vintage, see what they look like on Metroplex. Coming up. Here's the box, brown box special. One thing I wanted to say is that you get two figures for like 30-something bucks, and brown box special, not much to the packaging, and I'm okay with saving a few bucks with cheaper packaging. So here they are out of the packaging, and I gotta say that I'm actually, oddly enough, a little bit surprised how small they are. I know they're Legends, but a lot of Legends sort of mirror the same size and scale when it comes to something like this to vintage. Now, I will also say that I think Scamper is probably a little bit closer to vintage, but this probably is a better, more correct scale the more I handle them and think about it than what we'd gotten before. But overall, they do look pretty good. It's a modernized take, and as you see side by side with the vintage, very improved. Now, I know that for sure we've gotten this one in the modern line. I'm pretty sure we've gotten a modern Scamper somewhere along the lines I just didn't know about or forgot about. But looking at these, they look pretty cool. The first ones we're actually getting for Legends, so that's a big deal. So I guess we'll start with the Sixgun. All right, here, Sixgun is kind of interesting what they did to achieve the same sort of look as the vintage one. And it is still more or less a parts former, but it's a parts former with transformation, articulation, and stuff going on. Let's go ahead and see here with the head can go side to side, up and down on the ball joint. Fun stuff there. Not a whole lot. Shoulder can go out to about there, 360. And then some bicep swivel. So this is something new for this character to actually have some articulation here. Aside from, I know they made this, Hasbro made theirs, but this is for Legends. So side by side, no ab crunch. Got about there, here. This plate, this decorative plate there is kind of getting in the way. Thigh swivel and thigh removal. Oh, same kind of same kind of thing that you can do with cup with a main line. Then you're limited to right here because of the handle. Well, is it the handle or is it just the design? You have the swivel still and ankle rockers to rock your way. So that's all it's really got. Let's see the back of it real quick. And that's what it looks like from behind. But yeah, looks pretty good. I'll save the comparisons for the comparisons. Let's get on to the Scamper. Here's their Scamper figure, and he's a short little guy, and it's fine with me. He looks pretty cool. He is an actual transformer, not just a parts former. Now remember, the vintage one was more of a parts former than a transformer, but well, it had parts forming arms on it. But anyway, this guy looks pretty cool, pretty interesting. They do have some homages to the vintage while making it look quite modern, and little thick kibbly legs on it, but still it's cool for Legends. You know, Legends do get a pass because they are so small, and the transformation is relatively simple, so we're going to get into all that here in a bit. He does come with these two guns, and there they are. Same thing. Duplicates, kind of charcoal gray, not black. Very little articulation. His head just goes up and down for transformation for the most part, and his arms, well, you actually can get kind of a reverse butterfly kind of thing going on. Maybe you get an actual butterfly. Nope. You get the 360 out to there, bicep swivel. Hands can go down. And then waist swivel. No ab crunch, but you can kind of fake it till you make it there. Out to the side, front, back. Limited by this. Thigh swivel. Thigh swivel on this little guy here. Knee bend will make this pack piece kind of come out. You'll have to push that back in. There's got to be a better way with that. I understand what they did there, but it's got to be a better way with it. And then you've got some ankle articulation on this, which is all this stuff's new for this character. And pretty cool looking figure. Let's go ahead and get into comparisons. All right, now getting into comparisons, I got to point out that what I was saying before, that this size difference is massive, and these are almost the same scale, almost the same size. So with that, it does still feel similar, like tall dude, short dude, tall dude, short dude. I do want to point out with the Scamper how these used to be removable arms, and then he came with one gun that just plugged into the side there. So that's a thing you can do there. But yeah, pretty cool figure overall. Much improved over the vintage, because basically all we did with the vintage one for Sixgun was plug all the parts in and has a statue, and these could move a little bit. You actually could move the legs out a little bit because it's just a plug-in, but this has so much more. And then look at the this is actually a gun here, and they just use the tips of those other guns that make the legs. That is quite ingenious. It's an interesting way that they went about it. Still, there is the comparison. And for Legends comparison, there it is. That's Legends stuff for you right there. That's how it looks in your collection. All right, so here they are just on the Metroplex. We're going to see them in their alt modes on Metroplex 2. Just kind of having a quick look at this, but I think that, yeah, they fit in right. They scale well. Maybe this is a better sizing for Sixgun overall than the original vintage one. Seeing how this is about the same size as vintage, a little bit bigger than a vintage one from back in the day, but the Metroplex itself is bigger and the Sixgun smaller. Maybe that matches better, but looks pretty cool. For the transformation, we are going to pop these pieces here off, pop these legs off, and nothing happened, nothing to see here. We can connect these guns, and we make guns. It's just parts forming stuff going on here. Then let's just for fun pop these guns here off, and then we're gonna fold this around to the back, fold it up, and then like this is how they say to do it. Hold on. So you've got sort of like this, but you're gonna get this up out of the way. I guess in their instructions they want you to be able to flip that around, flip these up, which is strange. It's quite strange, actually, how they have that. And then flip this up, and we sort of have the battle station. Now you can plug these back in to here. We got this going on. And then these other guns here plug in to these. I actually keep this one loose. I don't have it plugged into the set because I use it, the magnet, to turn the lights on. But these plug into here. That's a pretty tight fit. It's a tight fit. And they're adjustable. So that's a thing you can do with these. I'll go plug this into the other one. Now for this guy's transformation, we're just going to pop his guns off there and flip this up. We need to push his head down and flip that up. There's his head. And we've got these arms. We're going to fold the hands in, put the arms up, fold this in like so. Fold this down, and is that all in there right? That feels a little bit like a little off. But anyway, same thing over here. We can flip this up, fold the hand down, fold this in on the Scamper. Oh, I forgot to pull this panel out. That's why it just didn't feel right. This panel's got to come out before you put the arm in there. I was like, that's not fitting in right. And there's the panel. Simple stuff. Easy stuff. It's funny that when you... Well, it's popped off the ball peg. It's funny when you transform these things and you're like, this just doesn't feel right. And then you're like, oh, that's because I didn't do it right. So... Then when you do it right, it feels right. Okay, now this whole lower section's a little strange. So we are going to open it up before we open it up, let's flip it around, because it's going to fold on itself and do the little leg fold thing that we see all the time. All right, this panel's not wanting to open. There it is. Now we're going to fold the foot in, and then fold this around. And it's got to clear all this. And then this folds down, and this folds in on itself. We've got another one to do. And I actually broke a spudger a while back. I had one spudger. I'm not a big spudger fan, to tell you the truth, but the one I had, I broke. All right, fold the foot in. We're folding this around and clearing all that. Try to get all the clearance. It's almost like, I feel like I'm just going to manhandle it to get it all to work. But it's working. It's working. And then you're going to tab it together. Just get it aligned and tabbed together here. There. It's almost aligning, tabbed, and there it is in place. Now we're going to put the guns on here. And since we've got probably enough time, I don't know, I'm probably way over time. You lose track of time when you have fun. The vintage one transforms very, quite similar actually. Similar in reverse, is that how it goes? But there's the vintage one and how it transforms, and then put this on here. And yeah, we'll get into taking a look at this. All right, so here they are, their alt modes, and not a whole lot to say. So this Sixgun does look like they've done a little bit better job with getting something done with it. You can still kind of see that there's hands just chilling out there. And it's nice that there's some sort of paint underneath there, so when you open it up, there's something to do. And this little back panel plate is interesting. The way they put the pegs, so that there's reverse pegs there. I guess you can put the legs on those pegs too. Not 100% sure about that. I didn't try. But it's just kind of an homage to the vintage. And in all reality, I don't even remember the vintage mode, how it's supposed to look in the vintage mode. But anyway, there's then looking at the Scamper. The car looks great. It looks pretty good, and a lot like the vintage one. But the vintage one had a nice shiny sheen to it, and kind of prefer the shiny sheen. Well, I prefer shiny over the flat matte, but that's just my personal preference. Cleans up real good in the back for a legend scale figure like this. And you know, you see some panel lining on the side there, and then the painted windows instead of clear. I guess I'm okay with the painted windows, but there it is. Let's do a little bit of comparisons. For comparison, really just the Scamper. This one here, I mean, I don't know what, I forgot how to put that thing into whatever made up mode they had for it, but this does look a lot like just a modernized version of the vintage, and with it, it still carries a lot of the original styling. It feels very similar, yet way different. And the guns mount at the top to homage the arms, which is kind of cool. Which in this lighting, I don't know, are you even seeing that? The guns are mounted on there, the arms are mounted on there. So that's just interesting how they continue with that. Looks pretty good. And we've got some comparisons. It's kind of big. It should probably be all mode size for this, but I wouldn't want the bot mode to be any smaller than it is. So there's that. There's the fact that I'd rather the bot mode scaled the way the bot mode scaled, but I do believe that even in the vintage line, this was bigger than a lot of the vintage mini-bot car bots. So I'll accept that. All right, here it is, sort of how I'd expect to see it in display mode, only I like the lights on. Pretty cool effect. All this time, the batteries are still good because I'm using the magnet involved, but kind of getting to see what you got going on at the top here, and I would think that would be a good spot to put him. In my opinion, you can put him anywhere you want, but I really think that seems to be a great spot for the Sixgun up top. I've got down here, we've got the Scamper coming out of the ramp, which is on my vintage when I store it in that compartment, basically so I don't lose it, but it's still kind of in my mind where that one goes. But this is kind of how it looks as a nice little scene going on with your Metroplex add-ons. All right, so what do I think about these guys? I think they're a pretty good little set. Is this Magic Square engineering? No. Is this New Age paint die-cast engineering? No. But they're good for what they are. I'm glad that they're getting made. I'm glad Siyang Culture is putting these out, and I'm glad they did the Metroplex. It's kind of a fun little set, fun little add-on set for their Metroplex. And if you do want to get one of these, I do have a link down below. Shows the store where you can get yours. TH Review Code Help Channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, to hang around.